Unity of Bon Air on a beautiful Sunday morning. We're so glad you're here. We're going to get things started off with the Celebration Choir. Give them some love. Yeah. We've had quite a wonderful season with wonderful performances. This is our last performance for a couple months because we like to take a break during the summer, but we'll be back in the fall. But either way, we're starting with a song I'm sure you'll recognize.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. Na 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 na.
I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me pretending that now I don't know? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and washed out dreams. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message would have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message would have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. Na 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 na. Make that change. Na 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 na. Make that change. Na 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 na. Make that
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Aren't they wonderful? Soloists today, Joshua Lewis and Zita Carell and Shirley Conley. And you can go ahead and stand. We're going to do God is Good and All is Well right now. Here we go. What a wonderful morning we all compare.
Welcome, welcome everyone to Unity of Bonaire on this glorious, glorious Sunday morning. We express unconditional love, grow together in peace and prosperity. And my name is Carrie Simmons, and I am a prayer chaplain, and this is Prayer Chaplain Sunday. So your prayer chaplains are in the house in full force, and some of us have our ribbons on now. If we don't, we will have them on later. And we are dedicated to holding the high watch, holding the divine consciousness for this congregation. So whether or not we are serving on a particular Sunday, whether we have our ribbons on or not, we are still holding the high watch. And so what does that mean? We're holding and seeing the highest and the best for each and every one of us. And so all around the congregation, there's spots that are like vortexes of energy where we are holding that space for us. Now, whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, either in person or online, we are so very grateful for your presence and participation as we share this special time together. We have come here as a part of love's divine purpose that calls each of us forth to celebrate the connection we share through the holy presence within us and all around us that we call God. In the spirit of community, we enfold in light and love and bliss all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. We especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you are in the room, please raise your hand so that one of our lovely ushers can bring you a welcome packet. And we invite you to join us for fellowship coffee following the service. You might just want to look around so you can see the hands of anyone new and greet them in fellowship coffee later. If you are online with us, be sure to visit our website at unitybonaire.org to find all of the wonderful activities here at Unity. And now, as we go into our opening prayer, just refresh your posture and give yourself space. And take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. And take another deep breath in. And just allow yourself to just open up. Focus your attention on your heart. And as you do, just imagine this room as one big heart. One big heart that's filled with loving, healing energy. One big heart that is imbued with the power of the Holy Presence. And in this heart space, we bring in our world leaders, anyone who is in the capacity to make decisions that impact the greater good of mankind. We bring in all church and religious organizations everywhere, and we lift all people up, knowing that we all share this holy energy. We are one. We are like fish immersed in an ocean where this presence just engulfs us, it breathes us, it lives through us. And we have the divine responsibility to use it for good. And now we'll just focus for just a moment on the people whose names are on our prayer list. Kathy Brees, Maite's family member, Wilma Lagenfeld, Lonnie Loyal, Linda Mateka, Jack McNamee, Russell Newcomb, Joe Roskowski, Edwina Shore, Cheryl Weese's granddaughter. And just take a moment now to call in, and you can do it softly or mentally. Call in the names of your loved ones who you would like to embrace in this holy presence at this time. And we also bring in the names of any persons whose prayer request is in our prayer box at this time. Mighty currents of God's healing love now flow in and through us in this sanctuary, renewing, restoring every fiber of our being. And we together are whole, well, and free. We together are whole, well, and free. Just breathe that in for a moment. And with a grateful heart and so much appreciation for this divine energy that flows through us, that lives through us, we just give thanks. We're so very thankful for all of the blessings seen and unseen. And now just take another moment in this big heart space to just send love, light, and healing to those who we brought into this conscious awareness of love and light. Peace, joy, and love are with them. And we claim this to be so in the name, nature, and consciousness of the holy presence that abides within each of us. And so it is. Amen. And I'd like to just share some thoughts with you, just a short story that I love making reference to from now for this time being. This is called the Lord's Club. The club had a rule that only lords were admitted to the premises. But at the first meeting, there was no one to cook, no one to wait on the tables, no one to wash the cups and the plates and the saucers. There was nobody to do any work because they were all children of lords. Finally, they wrote down each job on a piece of paper, and each lord drew a lot. One of the greatest lords drew a lot that said guard. So he went to stand by the door. The second one drew the cook's lot. So he went to the kitchen to prepare the food. A third drew his lot and found that he was supposed to wash the plates. A fourth drew the president's lot. A fifth was the secretary. And that day, their club went very well. The next time they met, the previous president became the guard, the treasurer became the cook, and because of their destiny, they each did their own kind of work. Nonetheless, they were all children of lords who never lost that feeling. In the same way, we do all different kinds of work, but none of us has a permanent position. Just as the members of that club always remembered that they were lords, in the same way, you and I must remember that we are the supreme truth. We must remember that we are divine, a natural spiritual being, able to internalize and express all that you can imagine God to be. Isn't that wonderful? All right. And so we're ready now to move into our statement of being, statement of truth. All right, so let's share that together. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the omnipotent good. And just pause for a second and anchor that.
So,
So it is. Thank you.
yes.
Yeah,
So we'll
we're done.
stand and sing I'm Choosing Heaven Today. Thank you, Carrie. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Love, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing love today. Joy, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing joy today. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing compassion today. I'm choosing heaven today. Oh yeah. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
Good morning, Unity. My name is Jim Lakin, and it's my pleasure to be your service leader today. And so we're going to start out with the announcements, right? All right, the annual meeting will take place today at noon. So you'll enjoy a little kind of short coffee express, and then come back here for the meeting. We've got a few surprises from the board president, Reverend Zita Correll. So join us for the updates and fun. Next Friday, we will see our Gisa healing service here in the sanctuary, in New Rock Hall at 7:15. And please join us for a time of meditation, unconditional love, and a short energy healing sessions that are offered by experienced energy healers within our community here. If you need more information, you can contact Emily Pels or Mo Regilinski. Then on Sunday, we have a What is Unity session. What is Unity is a brief 30-minute session to learn more about Unity. You are invited to join us, and we start at noon in the education room. Next Sunday, we have a What is Unity? What is Unity? Okay, that's kind of a repeat there. Okay. What is Unity? And then we've also have coming up on June 9th, we've got a new member class that is going to run from 12 to 2. So any of you that are looking to become new members, then that's a good time for you to do that. This summer is almost upon us, and we're supporting Chesterfield County's Food Back Drive. We're collecting non-perishable foods through June 2nd. There's a box in the hallway near the front lobby, and we are grateful for your donations. Grab your list of preferred items outside the sanctuary doors or check the e-news. We're on the move with opportunity. Keep up with us by checking our newsletter or checking the website, and follow us on Facebook. Next, I believe Zita had a little announcement here before I do the daily word.
Let's start with the surprises soon.
One of the things that we learn here at Unity is to recognize our own greatness. But even better yet than that, we learn to recognize the greatness in others. And I am honored on behalf of Reverend Patty, the board, and this congregation to present this award to someone who is solely deserving of it. Their words, their wisdom, their humbleness, their love moves us all. It is my honor to name Jim Lakin, Poet Laureate of Unity of Bon Air.
That's a surprise.
Well deserved, don't you think?
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting that. All right. Well, thank you. And I love each and every one of you. So now we'll move into the daily word. And the daily word today is I am. So it goes right hand in hand with what Carrie was reading it and what we are to be. So, in the book of Exodus, Moses asks God his name. God responds, I am who I am. I am is the name of the divine presence within me, a reminder of my spiritual nature. Sometimes I may forget my divine identity by thinking of myself as weak, incapable, or unfortunate. If I've spoken disempowering words about myself, I release those thoughts and stop using those words. Each time I say, I am, I strengthen my awareness of the truth of my being. I am God's life, love, wisdom, and strength, expressing uniquely as me. As I pay attention to my thoughts and words, I am able to recognize and release limiting thoughts more quickly. My awareness of my true identity grows stronger and stronger. Today's Bible reading is from Matthew 16:15. He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" So now I'll join you with the affirmation, and I'll say it once and then ask you to repeat it 3 times. Actually, I like that. Somebody did that a couple weeks ago. I like that. I am a living expression of God. Together? I am a living expression of God. I am a living expression of God. I am a living expression of God. All right. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's been pretty fabulous already. I'm Susan Green, and I'm a pro chaplain here at Unity of Bon Air. I'm also the coordinator of this lively group, and want to celebrate them this morning. This month, we began the 20th year of our pro chaplain ministry. And in the years leading up till this year, we have had 76 prayer chaplains. 16 of those served 1 year, but 60 of them have served multiple years. And we're going to introduce to you 17 who will be serving you in this year starting this month. In this moment, I would like to ask any of our emeritus or emeriti to stand who have served in this last 19 years. This morning, we are going to induct and dedicate our 2024-25 prayer chaplains into service. Prior to doing that, I would like to recognize one of our prayer chaplains who had to step down during this past year, so was not recognized as an emeritus a year ago. And that is Dottie Clammer. Would you stand, Dottie? You have to keep standing, Dottie. Dottie served us for just about 15 years as a prayer chaplain. And her prayers were cherished by the large number of people that she contacted during that period of time. She is being given a pen, as our emeriti are given, which is a lighthouse. And this indicates and is symbolic of the light she shares, but also that she will continue to keep and hold the high watch over all of us at Unity of Bon Air. Well done, good and faithful servant. I'm now going to invite all of our prayer chaplains up to the stage over here by the year that they are serving. And this year, we are very pleased to have one brand new prayer chaplain, and that is Suzanne Vogel. And because this is her first year as a chaplain, I am bestowing her ribbon upon her. Thank you. All right, beginning their second year, Jim Lakin. I know they're all fabulous, but we may want to hold our applause until the end. All right, Joshua Lewis. Woo. Reverend Alva Pope. Beginning her fourth year, Barbie Nunnally. Beginning her fifth year, Tina Huckle. Beginning their sixth year, Reverend Lisa Marks. And Allison Strickland, poor thing, couldn't be here. She's on a cruise in Europe. Where are your priorities? Beginning her eighth year, Amy Corsetti. Beginning their ninth year, Regina Carr Goodwin and Stephanie Metzger. Beginning her 13th year, Carrie Simmons. Beginning her 14th year, Margaret Porter Daniel. Beginning his 15th year, Kelly Lane. Beginning her 18th year, Reverend Emily Pels. Beginning her 19th year, Reverend Sherry McKenzie. And yours truly, Susan Green. And now Patty will join us. You all may want to position yourselves where kind of Carrie, Kelly in the back, because Becky's also going to take pictures and we could be a more concise group. Thank you.
Let's get you. All right.
There you go.
Can you fit them in, Becky?
There you go. We got it.
Well, good morning. What a beautiful day to celebrate the dedication and devotion of these people. I put in my e-news this week, it takes something to show up for the people, jobs, ministry positions people get to do here, and to show up and call people every month, that takes discipline, you know. So we are so grateful that these lovely lights come and do this for us. So answering the call to serve as a prayer chaplain meant that each one of you was willing to participate in many hours of training. You have each committed to hold a spiritual space of possibility for others and yourselves, knowing and trusting the Christ within you. You have committed to listen lovingly and to hold all that is shared with you in strict confidence. And most of all, you have committed to pray. And you have agreed to put this commitment into action by praying with others following Sunday and other services here at Unity of Bonnier, and by making monthly contact for prayer with those assigned to you. Now I ask that all of you place your hand over your hearts, and as I lead you in your commitment to serve, in the awareness of the activity of the divine within you, which has led you to this moment of commitment, I invite you to go to your heart space. And if your heart says yes, I ask that you respond with the words, I am, to these questions. Are you willing to accept this commitment and dedication?
I am.
Are you willing to remember to open a space for spirit no matter what?
I am.
Are you willing to do your best to stay prayed up?
I am.
Are you willing to support the other members of the chaplain team?
I am.
Are you willing to practice self-care?
I am.
Blessed ones, you have said yes. I will create a space filled with compassion and love for anyone seeking it. I thank Spirit for each and every one of you, your time, your energy, and your dedication. I thank you for the many visible and invisible ripples of blessings which will be the result of your loving service. You are a gift to Unity of Bonnier. And I know that the whole congregation joins me, because when you really come into play is when you have something going on in your life, right? And you're in that hamster wheel in your mind, and all you can think is, oh my God, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. And then the more things start coming, right? And so what these incredible beings do for us is they're not in the middle of the hamster wheel in our mind, right? So they can stand outside and remind us of the truths and the principles on which all of us stand. What an amazing gift. In the book of Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah is asked by God, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" Isaiah responds, "Here am I, send me." This morning we gather to celebrate and recognize our prayer chaplains, for they have said, "Here I am, send me." And now, accompanied by Chaplain Emeritus Zita Carell, our chaplains will sing their song, "Here I Am, Lord."
She's over there.
Where is Zita?
She's over there.
Oh, okay.
I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry, all who dwell in dark and pain, my hand will save. I who make the stars of night, I will make the darkness bright. Who will bear my light to them? Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you call
all to know that you have a gift from myself and the board and the church and the fellowship hall after service. Please go to the round table and get a card and a gift as we celebrate you. On behalf of the entire church community, we welcome you to another year of service, and thank you for your willingness. Let's give them one more round of applause. You may be seated.
And now the Celebration Choir would like to share a song written by Harold Payne, who was a guest visitor here just a couple weeks ago. It's one of my favorites. It's called Music Speaks Louder Than Words.
Sometimes the love you feel inside gets lost between your heart and your mind, and the words aren't really saying the thing you wanted them to. But then you hear in someone's song what you've been trying to say all along. And somehow with the magic of music, the message comes through.
Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand.
The longer I live, the more I find that people rarely take the time to really get to know a stranger and make them a friend. But the power of a simple song can make everybody feel they belong. We start singing and playing, and it brings us together again.
Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand.
That was fabulous, and now apparently I should sing my message. But trust me, that would be quite distracting, so we're not going there. So many of you know that Howard and I are blessed with 2 grandchildren, and to them we're known as, yes, Nana and G-Daddy. One of them is our daughter's child, and her name is Susanna. She's 19 years old and just finished up her sophomore year at Christopher Newport. Very well, I'll say. The other is our son and daughter-in-law's child. His name is Archer, sometimes Archie. He'll be 2.5 in July. And we have the blessing of babysitting the young prince 2 days a week. And although we did raise 2 children, I have forgotten some of the nuances of that experience, and it's pretty amazing to watch this little guy develop. I think one of the joys, how many grandparents are in the room? Yeah, a lot of us. So one of the joys is you can just enjoy the fun and the play and the laughter and then leave, and you don't have all the fatigue and the extra responsibilities at the end of the day. So observing Archie and his rapid growth, the growth of his physical ability, his language skills, his sense of humor, which is quite something, his problem-solving abilities, it's all very, very cool. But of course, he is also 2. And although I cannot even come close to calling it terrible, there are those occasional 2-year-old, I'm checking out some boundaries behaviors, like refusing to eat something that he loved yesterday, plopping down on the floor and crying for no apparent reason, or still trying to pull the dog's tail after being asked not to. And that really got me to wondering one day, did Mary and Joseph go through the terrible 2s with Jesus? It stands to reason because we're told we're all fully human and fully divine. So I'm pretty sure he had to be potty trained, he had to learn to talk, and he had to learn some boundaries so he'd be safe. I recently saw some very cute cartoons. They were created by a humorous cartoonist, Emily Flake, and one of them depicted Joseph yelling, "Jesus, get back here!" And little baby Jesus is not walking on water, he's crawling on water. And my favorite shows little Jesus and another little girl. They're sitting on the beach, and Jesus has just bitten her on the arm. But then he healed her and said, "See, all better." So, raising children through this stage can be challenging unless parents stay centered and realize this is a stage. And Archie's parents are very loving and patient as they teach him what I observe, they teach him how to be. But think about Mary and Joseph. I mean, here you are, no pressure. You've been approached by an angel that says your baby is the King of Kings, Son of God, holy, and all of that. So I expect he was treated pretty well through the terrible 2 and in every moment. We don't read anything about Jesus after his birth until he's 12 years old. There's only a reference in the book of Luke that the child grew and became strong and filled with wisdom, but he still had to go through 2. So I suspect there were some meals when Jesus refused to eat the locusts, which were popular in that time. Or he refused to eat the very common bread because no one had come up with peanut butter and jelly yet. And I can picture Jesus in the barnyard pulling the donkey's tail. But maybe, especially because Mary and Joseph expected him to be amazing, they raised him with respect, loved him deeply, and taught him versus scolding or punishing. So what if all parents or guardians treated their children as if they've been told their child is the Son of God, holy, the King of Kings? What if all of us allowed our children to grow into the person that they would be versus telling them what to be and who to be? What if we just taught them how to be and encouraged them every step of the way? And what if we all saw this in each other? If we saw this divine in each other and treated each other accordingly, versus acting as if we're two. Even when we don't agree or some things are different in our beliefs or we look different from each other or come from different cultures. I read an article in Unity magazine about an amazing woman, her name Destiny Muhammad, known as the harpist from the hood. She's a musician and an activist. She talked about the hard times, the difficult people, the troubles and the delays in realizing her dreams. But a quote from her in the article really resonated with me. She said, "It's not about what I want in the moment. It's about what my assignment is in the moment." So what is our assignment? What did Jesus tell us we're here to do? Love one another. There you go. Love one another. And we're not talking about romantic love or family love. We're talking about that deep, holy, divine love that equates to compassion, respect, and acknowledging other people. And the assignment is to make the choice to stop having our ego moments where we just react. We choose to know the Christ in the other person, even if we're not seeing it in the moment, and we choose and make a choice to listen and to understand, and then we can respond. So love one another, easy. Easy peasy. No, not always. We, I know me, can easily regress to being terribly too. Perhaps we did not get treated like we were holy growing up. Maybe as adults we've faced countless setbacks or difficult people. And it can take a long time of repeating our same mistakes over and over before something on our journey gets our attention and we have a aha moment and realize we have to take responsibility to make that change. And were you here for the prelude? Michael Jackson sang, "I'm starting with the man or woman in the mirror. I'm asking him or her to change their ways, and no message could be any clearer. If I want to make the world a better place, I have to take a look at myself and make that change." Reverend Joyce loved sharing a writing that some of you will be familiar with called Autobiography in 5 Short Chapters. It illustrates our sometimes slow rise in consciousness and self-mastery. It was written by a woman, Portia Nelson, who was a singer, songwriter, actress, and author, and I just learned while looking into her a little more deeply that she played one of the sisters in the Abbey in The Sound of Music. So I'm going to read it to you here. Autobiography in 5 Short Chapters. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I still don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place. It's not my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. It's habit. It's my fault. I know where I am. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down a different street. It's cute, but there's a lot of depth of meaning in there, a whole lot. Because we got to know when it's time to walk down another street and make the choice to do that. I get e-news from Light and Love Ministries, which was created by Reverend Leilani Burt. She's the one that created the curriculum we've used all these 19 and 20 years to start our Unity Bonnier Chaplain Ministry. Jerry Royce, related to Leilani, is also an accomplished businesswoman and works for Light and Love Ministries part-time, teaching leadership. And recently she wrote a story about taking responsibility to change a difficult relationship. She had just read a story by spiritual advisor Mark Napo about how we often have to let go of something before we can create something new. So with that in mind, here's what she wrote. I had a woman that I worked with, supervised actually, who I continually butted heads with. No matter what I said or did, we landed in a place that was not productive for either one of us. After reading Mark Napo's story, I reflected on my relationship with her. If I truly wanted to create a new dynamic, what did I need to let go of in order to step aside? I realized that I had a very strongly held belief that she was argumentative and difficult. Every interaction I had with her was viewed from that belief, which in turn created my reactions. If I wanted to help our relationship move beyond where it was, I had to put down some things. I had to let go of my need to be right, so I did. Now, while this may sound simple, I can tell you it wasn't easy and it took some time. But I can also tell you that the relationship I have with this woman has been transformed. I worked at letting go. I let go of things that were not bringing about harmony, and I found harmony was indeed what was created. Not only harmony, but I began to find so much value in her as an individual, a team member, and a friend. We can all make these types of changes when we get to where we understand how wonderful and amazing we are. The words Carrie spoke during the opening, the daily word today, the music is telling us we are wonderful, we are divine. And when we realize this, we're no longer needing to be bound by an ego to have to be right or competitive or have fear or feelings of lack or being less than. Whatever it is ego has for us in the moment, we don't have to accept that. We claim and we admit our divine identity. We are one with the one power and presence. We have spiritual abilities, which our Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore called our 12 powers. And as Patty mentioned last month in May, we're focusing on the power of power. This is our ability to master, to have dominion, and to control. Other people? No, ourselves. We affirm that we have the power to create our world. We claim authority, self-mastery over our thoughts and our actions. And from our divine nature, we then think and speak powerful words of truth. Now, I don't know about everyone, but this doesn't come together all the time for me. And that's where affirmative prayer comes in. As Patty referenced, the hamster wheel and the other things that come up, and we practice prayer. And in Unity, remember, we don't mean prayer where you ask a God out there somewhere to fix something or help you with something, and then you sit and wait. We mean prayer that affirms your divine capacities, capabilities, and your faith and your will, your divine will, to see it through, to see yourself moving through anything. When we're dealing with circumstances, whether with others around us or our own challenges with our health or finances, stress, whatever it is, we need to take time to get quiet. We need to take time to go within and remind ourselves that with our divine powers, we've got this. A lot of you are aware that Unity Worldwide has a prayer ministry that's available to you 24/7 called Silent Unity. You can call them at 3 a.m, which I have done once, and they're there ready to pray with you. Here at Unity of Bon Air, we have both a prayer team and we have prayer chaplains. The prayer team is made up of prayer chaplains, past prayer chaplains, Reverend Patty, and a lot of you who are congregants who want to support this community in prayer. And when you put a name in that prayer box, that first name goes to all that team of 40 people who pray for that person for 30 days. And then that name goes to Silent Unity and is prayed for another 30 days. It doesn't get much better than that. So put the names in the prayer box. Join the prayer team. Barbie Nunnally is the lead of that team. Prayer chaplains are those of us introduced to you this morning that wear our purple ribbons. We're trained in listening and prayer and confidentiality. We pray with you here at church, and currently we're praying with about 160 individuals every month who we contact that are assigned to us. Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore prayed and meditated and believed, had faith that she would heal tuberculosis through the power of the Christ within, and it happened. It wasn't a one-time prayer. It was a way of life. It was a way of being for Myrtle. That's how we came to all be here, frankly, sitting here in this room today, because of that experience and that faith and belief of Myrtle and Charles. So don't minimize the power and the potential of prayer. Let us pray with you. Let us contact you if you'd like to have that contact once a month. So let's summarize my message to you today like this. The next time you want to pull the donkey's tail, stop and look in the mirror. Ask, what is it you may need to let go of? Pray affirmatively, get quiet and hear, then make that change. Walk down a different street. The world will be a better place, but as importantly, you will be in a better place, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then next time, you'll just pet the donkey. See all better. Namaste. Thank you.
It's time for us to prepare for our meditation right now. Are you alone? Does it feel like the rain falling down? Could you hold on if you knew that love was all around you? Believe it or not, you've got friends. Someone is praying for you. Someone is praying for you. Be comforted. Oh, rest your soul. Be comforted. Ooh, someone is praying for you. Someone is knowing the truth for you. Be comforted with love.
To meditation, I invite you to close or soften your eyes. Take a deep breath in, release it slowly, and just feel yourself relax. Feel peace within and all around you. Unity Poet Laureate James Dillett Freeman wrote, "Do you understand how important you are? You are a special creation of God, and only in you and through you can God fulfill itself. You are original, unique, and wonderful. Your mind can create beauty and seek truth. You can dream. You can persevere. You can soar. You are one with the One. You are one with God, who made life and made it so interesting that Spirit enjoys the living of it with and through you. Know this: Divine Spirit expresses through you. That is your reason for being. No less so than Jesus, you were born divine. You are wisdom, love, peace, life, strength, and power. And as we move into the silence, affirm quietly to yourself, I am divine. And we rest in the silence knowing you are love, you are loved, and you are loving in the quiet. A redwood seed is very small to grow into such a gigantic tree. You are more than a redwood tree. It has height and breadth and depth. But you have God mind and God spirit. You are love. God says to you, just be. So you smile, knowing your perfection and that you are loved. And so it is.
So now is the time, excuse me, now is the time in our service where you're asked to take your tithes, gifts, love offerings, put them in your hands, and repeat the blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving.
miracle. Every day, God will make a way. Out of no way, I expect a miracle. Every day, God will make a way. Out of no way, I expect a miracle. Every day, God will make a way. Out of no way, I expect a miracle. Every day, God will make a way. Out of the way, believe and receive it. God will perform it today. Hey, hey. Believe and receive it. God will perform it today.
Let's give this choir another hand. All right, and now we will bless these tithes, knowing that the gifts and the givers are one. We see these gifts and givers going out into Unity of Bonaire in our community in Richmond and around the world, spreading the joy and the love and the peace consciousness that is. And let us affirm together 3 times, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. Thank you. And if our chaplains would stand. So it looks like there's a 2-for-1 special on, and so we're going to take a moment to acknowledge all of the wonderful people, as Patty mentioned in the e-news this week, who have been here today to make this service happen, starting with your greeters at the front door, Marcy and Safari in the bookstore, the wonderful Fellowship Coffee volunteers, all of our musicians, our sound team, live stream, Sherry and Jody in the back. We appreciate all of you so much, so we give you our blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. All right, we have children.
We are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light, as the light.
Good morning, Unity. How are we all doing? Good. Awesome. We've had a wonderful day today. Lots of fun, lots of play. We have also learned how to talk to each other in a respectful manner and how to play with each other in a respectful manner. We went out to the garden, we went on the swing, and we've had a lot of fun today.
And all these beautiful children with our blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. All right, so let us stand for the prayer for protection and the peace song. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.